Thomas Hobbes was an English philosopher, best known for his work Leviathan, which explored the nature of human society and the role of government. He was also a strong advocate of the scientific method, and believed that knowledge should be based on empirical observation and reasoning. His ideas continue to be influential in the fields of political philosophy and social theory. Here are a few of his famous quotes. "The condition of man is a condition of war of everyone against everyone." This quote is from Hobbes' famous book, Leviathan, and it highlights his belief that in a state of nature, where there is no established government, people are in a constant state of conflict with one another. In this state, there is no protection for individuals, and everyone is in danger of being harmed by others. Force and fraud are in war the two cardinal virtues. Hobbes believed that in a state of war, individuals must use force and deception to protect themselves and achieve their goals. In this quote, he is suggesting that these two traits are essential for success in war, and that those who are not willing to use them will be at a disadvantage. The life of man, solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. This quote is often cited as a summary of Hobbes' view of life in a state of nature. He believed that without a strong government to enforce laws and protect individuals, life would be marked by isolation, poverty, violence, and an early death. Hell is truth seen too late. Hobbes believed that individuals often fail to recognize the consequences of their actions until it is too late, and they have already suffered the negative outcomes. In this quote, he is suggesting that it is important to be honest with oneself and others, and to consider the potential consequences of one's actions before it is too late. Curiosity is the lust of the mind. Hobbes believed that the desire to learn and acquire knowledge is driven by a sense of curiosity, which he saw as a form of intellectual desire or passion. He viewed this desire as a natural human trait that motivates individuals to explore new ideas and expand their understanding of the world. However, he also saw it as potentially dangerous, as it can lead people to seek out knowledge that is harmful or disruptive to society. Science is the knowledge of consequences, and dependence of one fact upon another. Hobbes was a strong advocate of the scientific method, and believed that knowledge should be based on empirical observation and reasoning. In this quote, he emphasizes the importance of understanding the relationships between different facts and how they interact with one another. No arts, no letters, no society, and which is worst of all, continual fear and danger of violent death, and the life of man, solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. This quote further emphasizes Hobbes' belief that life without government would be chaotic and miserable. He argued that without the arts, letters, and society, human life would be brutish and short, marked by constant fear and violence. The obligation of subjects to the sovereign is understood to last as long, and no longer, than the power lasteth by which he is able to protect them. Hobbes believed that individuals have a social contract with their government, whereby they agree to give up some of their individual freedoms in exchange for protection and security. In this quote, He emphasizes that this obligation is dependent on the government's ability to fulfill its role in providing protection. To speak impartially, both sayings are very true, that man to man is a kind of God, and that man to man is an errant wolf. Hobbes recognized the duality of human nature, acknowledging that individuals have the capacity for both great benevolence and great cruelty. In this quote, he suggests that both the idea that humans are godlike and the idea that they are like wolves are accurate descriptions of human nature. The passions that incline men to peace are fear of death, desire of such things as are necessary to commodious living, and a hope by their industry to obtain them. Hobbes believed that individuals are naturally self-interested and motivated by their own desires and needs. In this quote, he suggests that the desire for peace is driven by a combination of fear of death, the desire for a comfortable life, and the hope of being able to achieve those things through hard work and industry. The world is not governed by prayer, but by providence. Hobbes believed that the universe is governed by natural laws, rather than divine intervention. In this quote, he suggests that the world is not ruled by prayer or religious belief, but by the forces of nature and the inherent order of the universe. Words are wise men's counters, but they are the money of fools. Hobbes believed that language is a powerful tool for communication and understanding, but that it can also be easily manipulated and misunderstood. In this quote, he suggests that wise individuals use language carefully and thoughtfully, while foolish people use it recklessly and without understanding its true meaning. A man's conscience and his judgment is the same thing, and as the judgment, so also the conscience, may be erroneous. Hobbes believed that individuals must rely on their own judgment and reasoning when making decisions, and that the conscience is simply a reflection of one's own beliefs and values. In this quote, he suggests that one's conscience may be flawed or misguided, just as one's judgment can be incorrect. The power of a man's virtue should not be measured by his special efforts, but by his ordinary doing. Hobbes believed that true virtue is demonstrated not by extraordinary actions, but by consistently living up to one's own moral principles and values. In this quote, he suggests that it is not enough to simply make occasional displays of virtue. True moral strength comes from consistently acting in accordance with one's own beliefs and values.